It's the early 2000s and you're a freshman in university in the UK. It's your first week of school and that means a full week of drinking and clubbing. After about 5 days of this, you're at the club and you suddenly have the realization, damn, I could be watching some anime right now. You go home, take off your pants as you do, and you throw on some Monogatari. You're really getting into the show and right at the best part, holy shit, I don't get paid enough for this. Wait a minute. What if I could? If you don't know who Gigguk is, then I don't know why you clicked on this video, but he was one of the first anime YouTubers to join the platform. He's currently the largest anime content creator right now, boasting a whopping 3.2 million subscribers. He has a wide variety of content, but it ranges from anime recommendation videos to coverage of the latest seasonal anime, to even some videos about, dare I say, manga? Okay, maybe it's not that wide of a variety, but for someone who mainly does anime content, the size of his channel is actually insane. I mean, the anime niche on YouTube is one of the smallest on the platform, and although anime arguably has gone mainstream now, the amount of people who are fully engrossed in anime culture is still relatively low. It's kind of like gaming around in 2013 where it was just being accepted into the mainstream, but the number of hardcore gamers was just starting to boom. Now, Gigguk's growth has been fairly steady, but one of his most viral series is his Anime in Minutes, where he essentially recaps an anime through comedically dubbing over the characters. Kinda like this, I like dick and balls. He also occasionally does full skits for his videos, like somehow his video of talking to a Megaman voice app has almost 10 million views. Anyways, in this video, I'm going to be talking about how Garnt, aka Gigguk, turned his hobby for watching anime into a full-time career through becoming a YouTuber, and the unique approach that he has to making his videos. Now, Gigguk's first video was posted back in 2011, but he actually had started all the way back in 2008. However, at this time, he wasn't known by the name that we know now. He was the Anime Zone. Now, as cringe as this name was, it had the effect of allowing him to dominate the very tiny market for anime review content that existed at the time. A simple slideshow review of Bleach would easily be lost in the content ocean that exists today, but when your only competition is a literal mass murderer, your videos can take over the market share. It was to the point where if you typed anime into YouTube, it would just be Garnt's videos. Now, at the time, his videos were a lot more rudimentary compared to how they are today, but we could see the start of how he described
the constructive, fast-paced, sarcastic videos that are my anime reviews.
For the next little while, Garnt would continue to make his anime reviews, and he would also start his AZ Rant series, where he did some more meta commentary on anime as a whole. The series would produce some classics like New Anime Sucks, Anime is Dying, and also an 8-part series on the top 20 epically cool anime characters, which took him an entire year to script and ended up being twice the length of his dissertation, as he was also graduating university at the time. Anyways, Garnt had a pretty steady formula down for his content, and his channel had amassed over 10,000 subscribers at this point, and he wanted to try something a little different. Abridging, making anime characters say funny things, was all the rage at the time. And so Garnt decided to dip his toes into the abridging community by starting his series Ava Abridged, in which he abridged the Evangelion series. Coincidentally, working on this project is also where he would meet his future fiancée, Sydsnap. I also think that the series really helped build up his ability to write comedy, as that's what abridging is all about. He would also start a podcast with some of his friends called Podtaku, and unlike this other podcast, they would discuss anime and it would end up becoming highly influential in the anime community. For the next year and a half or so, his content would stay relatively consistent, with an occasional reaction video mixed in. Yeah, that's right, Garnt was on the React meta way before any Twitch streamer, but unlike Twitch streamers, they were actually transformative and basically consisted of him going through an episode and making various snarky comments along the way. In 2014, however, things would change. He would go through a 2-year stint where he would only upload 8 videos with this ugly ass font in the thumbnail. Why the sudden drastic shift in content? 3 letters. BBC. Being an Asian, the expectation was obviously that he would get a job after graduating university. And so he did, at the BBC. He worked as a broadcast engineer, and while on the outside it seemed like a prestigious position to be in, the truth was that he was at the lowest point of his life. Living in London, the pay barely allowed him to cover his own expenses and forced him to rely on his parents, who themselves were in their 60s and not the most financially well off. On top of that, at work he wasn't even being credited for the contributions that he made, and so he decided, fuck it, I'm gonna become a YouTuber. He saved up enough money to quit his job for 6 months, and he also started writing and preparing scripts for his future videos. He was back and with a vengeance, and it felt like now was finally the time that he put all the skills that he had built up over the years into use. Anime in Minutes, Anime in a Nutshell, and a ton of other classic standalone videos would be produced during this time. After dropping the name of the Anime Zone in favor of his Thai nickname Gigguk, he became a content machine, creating much more highly produced videos that still incorporated the style that he had built up over the years. And I think that pretty much leads us to the content that he has on his channel today. You see, Garnt is fucking brilliant at putting words on a piece of paper. If you didn't know, all his videos are scripted, as are mine. Except for that wasn't scripted. Just kidding, it was scripted, I baited you. But Garnt is incredible at capturing why something is good, what it's about, creating stories, and writing comedy. Although I guess the latter isn't actually too hard. All you have to do is... His videos truly feel like the epicenter of the anime community, a place where all weebs on the internet can gather and share what they love. In the past, Gigguk's videos have been criticized for being too normie. His videos aim to appeal to a larger audience, and because of that, some feel that it takes away from the authenticity of his videos. But the thing that you have to understand is that Garnt has been watching anime for a living for the past 11 years, and as much as you may think that you love watching anime, having it be your job can sometimes make it feel like a job. In my opinion, not every video you make can truly be passion driven. Sometimes you have to make content because it's your job. Gigguk is a figurehead of anime on YouTube. I mean, nobody else is doing purely anime-based content and is able to appeal to this large of an audience this consistently. And I think that Garnt feels a responsibility to be there for the community. But despite all of that, I think that Garnt is someone who truly loves anime. Like a lot of us, growing up, anime was an escape. Being the only Asian kid in an all-white school, he had no one to share his passion with. And he had a crazy dream. What if he could make watching anime and sharing his love for the medium into a living? At the start of the pandemic, Garnt started a podcast you may have heard of with some of his friends, and for the first time it felt like we were able to see a true, unfiltered version of him. No longer did he have to be Gigguk, instead he could just be Garnt. And over the past 2 years of the podcast, we were able to see another side of him. The monk, the pizza crush hater, the bone-in enjoyer. But most importantly, we were able to see that he is truly a f***ing weeb.